Welcome back. Just before the break, we were talking about the various emotions that we go through when Valentine's Day comes, 14th of February. But it doesn't have to be a Valentine's Day to express your emotions or love for anybody at all. See, that's what my guest, Mrs. Talia Rahman, was saying. See, Mr. Rahman, as they went on and on and on about Valentine's Day and it became part of the culture, it went to the New World. See, and in 1913, this very famous company, they produce greeting cards, you see, hallmarks. In 1913, they produced the first Valentine card, you see. And since then, this day, like Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, has been commercialized, you see. We can't escape it, see, because we live in an age where everything has to be bought, as you said, flowers, chocolates, any present at all, see, that if a son likes to give it to the mother or the daughter wants to give it to father, it goes on, see. But it has been commercialized. And I was reading somewhere that last year it was nearly $18 billion were spent just on one day, last week, 14th of February. And this year they anticipate, IBIS is a marketing company, American marketing company. They say it's going to be $18.7 billion. So we are going up and up. The population is going up. We are more happy, perhaps. That's a good sign, isn't it? On this very interesting point, I know that you have been involved, not just as a broadcaster for BBC, but also you have been involved in teaching. And you were headmistress at a school not very far from here, isn't it?
True. I was the headmistress. I was the deputy head of a boys' school.
Oh, great.
Technically.
How did you manage?
All boys. With love. Again, with love.
Then?
When I got the job, it was one of the tough schools.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody asked me that this is such a tough school. Talia, can you manage it? I said, I hope I can. I can't beat them. I can't scold them that much. I'm not that kind of very severe, stern person. I can only win them by love. So love is everywhere. Love is not just lovers, within lovers. Love can be anywhere, even with Allah,
yes,
even
of
with
course,
God. So love. With love, I did control them, with mixing them, taking them as friends, talking about everything, everyday life. I did control. Had some difficulties, I must admit, but I did.
Did you find the boys more difficult to control?
Of course. You all know. You know. You have a daughter and boys.
And two sons.
Boys are more difficult than the daughter. Daughter can also give some trouble, but daughters, well, I taught in Mulberry as well.
Yeah.
So there was a big contrast from Mulberry.
From the girls' school to the boys'
From the girls' school, and Mulberry is very disciplined. And
you are also given the credit of doing something for the Bengali language in Bangla language.
Right. Yes.
What was that? See, you brought in some, you were motivational in bringing in teachers from Bangladesh.
Yes. It was a long story. It wasn't started by me. There was a person called Lily Khan, great social worker.
Yes, I met her, yes.
She was the first person, and there was another lady, Jahana Bose. She has also passed away. They with others started this campaign for Bangla teaching. In the Bangla teaching unofficially within in a room or in a church hall or something.
Like Sunday classes.
Because the children who were being born, they were losing. They were they couldn't read or write. They probably talked. And in that I'm talking about long time ago. At that time, there was this theory that if you speak in more than one language, children may be perplexed
Confused.
and confused and may not pick up any language. I'll tell you, I have a son who talked a little late. So I went to the doctor and I said that he's about 2, but he only speaks words but not sentences. The doctor said that, what language do you speak at home? I said, Bangla. See, you're confusing him. That's why he's not talking. Since then, we started talking in English. But this is what is happening. They go to school, they speak in English. And if you speak in English at home also, they're losing their
Own language, yes.
own language of origin.
Well, English is also their language, but
English is also their language, but it's an asset to know another
true,
language.
true, of course, of course.
So and also gives confidence in a foreign country. So there was a group which started this, and we were teachers at that time, and we took it further to the authorities. And this campaign went on for a long time, that schools in, as you know, most Bangladeshis from Sylhet came and lived in East London. And in East London, the inspectors and the teachers saw that Bengali boys, because Bangla was always spoken, not Sylheti,
Right.
always spoken, they couldn't understand English. They had difficulty with English and couldn't actually comprehend that much what they were reading in English, even after they learned English. So there was a campaign among the teachers to the inspectors and the higher authorities of education to teach them in Bangla in the beginning, so that they can understand. And side by side, English is there. English teachers were there. How many Bangladeshi teachers were there? English was there. So if they have the opportunity of speaking their mother tongue, they will be more confident,
Right.
and they will be able to do better than how they were doing.
Did you start getting teachers from Bangladesh, or did you?
Yes, then the authority actually gave permission that you can teach, but who will teach? There weren't enough teachers.
Right.
And how will they be taught? I translate, and I had the opportunity of translating many children's storybooks
Right.
in Bangla to introduce in school the same books in English and Bangla,
Right.
so that they could understand it better.
Right.
So we did that, and then who will teach? So there was a campaign to get more teachers from Bangladesh, and we were very lucky. ILEF was at that time very labor-oriented, people-oriented, and our campaign was quite strong. So they allowed, I think, 20 teachers from Bangladesh.
Great.
Many are still there.
Yes.
Many are still here.
Do you think this has worked well for the community?
I think it has worked well, and then let me also add that we introduced GCSE exam, which was designed by us, a few advisors for Bangla. I did with
Bengali,
the help of
Bangla language in GCSE.
Bangla language, Hindi, all. At that time when I was teaching, there were 134 languages. Out of that, I think 12 languages were being taught in schools. In schools, Bangla was a subject in secondary schools also. So they could, and we introduced GCSE so they could sit for it. And GCSE, because they heard Bangla, at home, they all did have good grades in
Yes.
Bangla. So that increased their
Yeah, average. Yes.
average was much better. They got into good colleges also.
Great.
So since then it became popular. But very sad to know now it's not that popular. Other subjects, other things are interesting them more. But still it's there. A-level is also there, which has been introduced after I went.
Great.
So I'm glad about it. I'm very honored.
Great.
And
Again, this is also a demonstration of your love for the language, see, mother tongue.
Yeah,
See.
and may I also say one thing. I was one of the persons who was jailed for campaigning for Bangla language, 21 February.
Yes.
So
That's not very far, only next week.
21 February is coming. And so I was dedicated to Bangla wherever. And if I may say, since I started teaching in 1962, since then, whichever school, but I didn't teach in many schools, about 4 schools in whole of my career, but wherever I was, I observed 21 February to introduce Bangla, to have for Bengali. There may be 2 or 3 Bangladeshi at that time,
Yep.
but even English should know that in the midst of them there are Bangladeshi. I always observed 21 February in every school.
And also 14th of February.
14th of February also with everyone, of course.
On this that very interesting note, we need to take a break,
Yes.
Mr. Rahman, and when we come back, we will definitely go back
Thank you.
and pick up the thread. Short break. Don't go away.